Health, wealth, relationship, balance, and purpose. Those 5 key words are pretty much gives you the blueprint of life. How do you guys go about it each and every day? Do you find yourself leaning towards, you could be super hyper focused on your health situation, but are you working on your relationship with your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your kids? That's a full-time job in itself, I think. I mean, he says it. And I used to be like, that guy's a wacko. Like, he's so over the top with church and God and everything. And I'm like, man, now I look at him, I'm like, I'm jealous. I wish I had that in me when I was in college. I mean, what a leader. What a guy that said, you know what, the days, the nights that they're all out partying, he's in the weight room, getting stronger, getting his mind right. While all the guys on the rest of the team are doing stupid shit. But then you know what? After a while, they start following because they see he's a leader. Just like Christ. Interesting, right? And I feel like that's the journey I'm on now with the health part of it too. I find people that ask me questions in the gym, and not that I'm a trainer, not that I went to school for it. I just know my wife is, so like she knows a lot about it. So she gives me the info and I regurgitate it. So thank you for that, but I feel like that's where my life is going now. And then you talk the relationship part of it. You hear how I talk about my wife. You hear how close I am with her. Don't lie to her. Never. Don't even fib. There's nothing to fib about. Like, I'm an open book. Take my phone, do whatever you want. But when you're a selfish person and you're doing things that aren't right, you lie. And this is what we're teaching our 11-year-old. It's easier to tell the truth and let me help you than it is for you to continually start a lie and then go into another lie, into another lie. And it's almost like it's accepted in our society. It's better to lie to, I mean, man, I've had so many people that I sat down with back in the day when I was, not in my right mind, I trust these people and they lie right to my face, and then I turn around and I leave and they do the opposite. And I'd still be friends with them. Like, what? That's crazy. I'd much rather get the truth. You be honest with me and tell me you don't like me, or whatever's going on, and then sugarcoat things and make believe that things are okay in your life. And, as simple as the money that was taken from me by multiple people. That was wild. But again, all the things you learn, I will know going forward that nothing will be done on a handshake, no matter how much I like you. And most times I'm not ever going to do business with people that are my friends, because that usually ends badly. My father used to say that, and I was like, no, it's not. He was right. It's amazing. He used to say to me, telling you, if I could cut my 48-year-old head and stick it on your 16-year-old body, you know how smart you would be? Well, I'm saying that back to my kids now. Isn't that funny? It's hysterical. So the relationship part of it, my relationship with my family, with God, is always spot on. I'm here to help. I tell you this all the time. A true alpha male, like the Lord did, you put yourself last every single day. Me being selfish, you think I don't want to be able to play golf every single day? I love golf. I love competing. I love playing a game. I want to be great at it. I hate losing. But right now, I don't have the time to do that. because I have so much other stuff going on in my life that if I'm lucky to get out and play 9 holes, maybe once every other week, that's a blessing. But because you have to put yourself last. If you want to be successful, you have to put yourself, I put myself last even to my dogs. That's how much I love them. And then you realize that when you do this every single day, it becomes second nature. And then you realize how many people you're helping along the way. I mean, it's such a euphoric feeling. You can't put a price tag on something like that. When somebody calls you, and I'll give you an example. One of my buddies, childhood friend, Johnny, we've come back in connection with each other, and he said to me, he said this to me numerous times, where he said, you got to keep going with this. He goes, you're touching people's lives, and including mine. I go, when you hear that from a friend, never mind the stranger. When a stranger says it, it's like it's an unbelievable feeling. Thank you so much for helping. But when you hear it from a buddy that you grew up with, that's on, he's a peer. So like, there's no like, we're the same age, like did everything together growing up, played sports together. He was captain of the football team, captain of his college team, very successful man. When he says that to me, there's no dollar amount in the world that can give you the same euphoric feeling as something like that. So that's why I know my relationship with God and my relationship with my family and my relationship with my close friends is working. I lost touch with that when I decided at a young age that I worship money. I say this all the time. I worshiped baseball. That's why I didn't make it. I talked about it at my podcast with Josh. Josh said that. He goes, I love the game, but I never worshiped it. So many guys, even making it to the big leagues, worship the game, and then they lose their identity. I think that happens to a lot of kids and a lot of men, because it's the only thing you know. And again, when you're one of those people that are hyper-focused on being great, that's what happens. You lose balance. You lose sight of things. And it's about me, me, me. So now, having gone through this, and I can't believe it's been, 4.5 years of trying to figure this shit out. Again, understand I had a couple really, really unbelievable years to get me to this point, but I've gone completely backwards financially. Like I'm 53. I should be like, oh, these are the great time. No, not financially. But I will tell you what's great. My life itself. Because I've learned to deal with the fact that like I'm going to have these ups and downs until I die. That's life. Because I take risk. And I know when time comes and it's time for me to go, I will have done everything I possibly can on this earth. But more importantly, to help others in the second half of my career. I think I did it when I was much younger, because I've always been like this. And then I lost that way because I got hyper-focused on me and getting to this one point, this pinnacle of Major League Baseball, which was probably never going to be my purpose. I have a different purpose in life. You don't have to be this superstar or some well-known influencer or whatever or be this Hollywood star to be somebody that can help. The reason why I can help is because I made a lot of mistakes and I'm not afraid to talk about them. I love that about people. Never taking accountability for their mistakes. Never saying I'm wrong. Never saying I'm sorry. Wow. Talk about character flaw. Wow. I didn't know. You're perfect. Oh, that's what God made you, the only person perfect. But there's a lot of people out there that do that. That can't look in the mirror like I do daily and be like, man, yeah, I fucked that up today. I got to fix that. Man, I got to do a better job with my temper with my youngest. And I'll tell you this, I'm like one of the proudest things that I am is how I handle my kids now, um, versus how I did when I was younger. Again, not great, but I'm not perfect. But I do an unbelievable job, I think, with my 11-year-old. I mean, listen, he knows when I'm upset, but I really try to give him a lot more rope than I gave my kids, you know, that are now in their 20s, because I've learned from my mistakes. So as a person, the health, wealth, and relationship, man, I'm still learning. But I think people give up on that, those three key areas, and they don't learn how to continually build it brick by brick. That's how I know I'm becoming successful as a person. And I have purpose. Say it all the time. My mother's one of the most amazing people on this earth. And she runs around at 81 years old and she looks like she's 60. I said this to her yesterday. I said, because you have purpose, Mom. People think that like when you go to your job and I'm going to work and then I retire and then I'm just going to hang out and party. That's good. So you're going to put shitty food in your body and you're going to drink and then you're going to hang out and then you're going to just be sedentary and you're not going to work out. What do you think your life's going to do? You're going to die in 10 years. My mom goes to the gym, I think 3 or 4 times a week. She has a trainer. She walks on the beach 2 to 3 miles. She's a savage. But she also has purpose. She goes and helps people. You lose purpose. No joke. You lose purpose. You might as well just pack it up. Call quits. Because you got nothing going for you. You're supposed to have adversity. You're supposed to have your good days. Not every day is perfect. But when you lose purpose, you don't have much to shoot for. So, health, wealth, relationship, balance, and purpose. Those 5 key words are pretty much gives you the blueprint of life. How do you guys go about it each and every day? Do you find yourself leaning towards, while you could be super hyper focused on your health situation, but are you working on your relationship with your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your kids? That's a full-time job in itself. My wife and I say it all the time. We have to continually work on our relationship. And we do. And our love has grown stronger. I can't tell you, again, the weird things that have happened. I said, God has always told us that there's no such thing as luck and there's no such thing as coincidence. Things happen for a reason. And she came into my life right at the right time because there was no way I was probably going to die by the time I told you guys that all this a long time ago. I had a dream I was dead by 52. I'm 53. I'm still here, still telling the story. And the version's getting better and better. And if I didn't make the changes, she didn't come into my life when she did, I probably would have been dead. And then I think about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, everybody would have came to the wake. I was such a good guy, and there'd been a million cars, and they would have been like, man, he was such a great, fun guy to be around. He loved to party. He was super generous. Guess what? I'm dead. I don't want to do that. You know what I want? Nobody to come to my wake. You know why? Because I outlived everybody. Then I know I've done a good job on this earth. And I think that's what God wants me to do. He's given me a second chance to realize that, like, I do have purpose. And it's not just playing baseball. It's how am I helping others? How am I helping the young kids navigate their life in this crazy world? How am I helping older people when they need help? Just talking to veterans. You know, that, I mean, man, you talk about demons, and that's not even their fault. A lot of these guys were forced into those wars, and they were babies. Talk about PTSD and demons, and you wonder why these guys turn to, and they can't get out of their own way because they turn to drugs and they turn to alcohol because they're angry, because they were treated poorly when they got back. I mean, think about all that. I had none of that. I had an unbelievable life when I was a kid. My parents gave me everything. They protected me from just about everything, maybe too much. The one thing I do know is that we need to always have communication. When you lose that, I teach, this is one of the things I talk to about Ty. My daughter's great at it. She can communicate. Tommy's really, really, really good at it. Dre's really good at it. Mason's really good at it. Ty's like mez a mez. His communications, sometimes he shuts down. That's not good. When it gets tough, that's when you got to communicate, because that's when people can help. We don't sweep it on the rug and make believe that it went away. It doesn't go away. It's the same thing when people, why they drink or why they take pills. They do it to mask the problem, to make the pain go away, or to suppress whatever anxiety they're having. But it never goes away. It'll be back tomorrow, and you'll make it worse, and then you make your drinking worse, until you have a solution. Only way you can have solutions is if you communicate. 100%. And communication is the key to everything. And I think we lose that too. I mean, that's, I guess, for another topic, because the world we live in today, everything is off this device, and kids' faces are buried in it. And listen, I'm at fault too. I find myself between looking at stocks, crypto, who's texting me. I mean, I spend a lot of time on this thing, and now I'm talking into it right now. Incredible. Technology is incredible, but it's also hurting our lines of communication with people. We're human. We need to have that interaction. That's why the dating scene is so screwed up now. I hear so many, my wife goes, God, thank God we're not involved in that shit, because I see a lot of people just when I scroll through TikTok, and there's like men or women that, like, the dating scene's a disaster. I'm so glad I don't have to be part of that. And I'm blessed that I have someone that loves me and I love her, and our love continues to get stronger. So let's wrap it up with, again, you're talking about the three major components we always talk about: health, wealth, and relationship. Tie that into balance. And then you have communication, an offshoot of that has to be done. And then you got a full-time job right there with those three major things. Work on those. You got to work on all three. You can't just work on one at a time. You got to really work on all three. And I guarantee you, your day will fly by. I wish everybody the best. I love everybody. Please click the like button, the share button, send comments. I love talking to people. I love helping people. There's a lot of people out there that are hurting, um, that need advice. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I can't, but I can tell you my life stuff that goes on that may help you ease for 5 minutes, ease some of the burden, some of the pain. Like, share, subscribe, and please keep passing this Kaizen Kast family word on, because we want to grow this into an army. Truly, I love you all. God bless, and we'll be back soon.